And I'm safe. You know why? He can't be. He wasn't born in this country.
I want to bring in the former Trump senior advisor, Anthony Scaramucci. Anthony, thanks very much for joining us. You got a smile on your face right now. It looks like the President Musk jokes are getting a bit under Trump's skin. Anthony, you were once a key part of Trump's inner circle in the White House. Do you see their relationship turning sour anytime soon?
He doesn't like it, but I think what's happening is he's also knows that a lot of the stuff coming from the left is premeditated. And so that's what's shielding him for right now. But he won't like it. The more attention Elon gets, if there's a problem, he'll look to blame Elon or somebody else on his team. You know, if you just look at what's going on with Speaker Johnson right now, prior to getting that spending bill passed, they were calling him a Democrat. So, you know, it's a perilous situation. There's a honeymoon period going on right now. But trust me, he doesn't like it. He wouldn't be bringing it up. If it didn't bother him, Wolf, he wouldn't be bringing it up. And so, you know, it's like Shakespeare, doubt does protest too much.
Yeah, good point. We saw how much influence Elon Musk had in last week's debate here in Washington over government spending. What do you make of Musk's role in Trump's party?
Well, listen, he's got a very powerful role. He's got a $44 billion megaphone. He's got over 200 plus million followers. And Wolf, he was instrumental in that election. The stuff that Elon Musk did in Pennsylvania alone, I think, helped the president win that election. So he has a very big voice. I think the problem for Elon Musk, though, he's got a little bit of Potomac fever. And so you think you're going to go to Washington and change Washington. That's Potomac fever. And the weird thing about Potomac fever is one of the symptoms is you don't know you have Potomac fever. And of course, I have had Potomac fever, Wolf. So I'm speaking as a former patient that's been afflicted with the disease. So he's just got to be very, very careful because he's making enemies that he doesn't realize. And the incentives in Washington are totally different than those in business. And so everybody's incentivized in a different and sometimes irrational way. And I think the power that he's wielding right now, Washington has a great immunological system, and I think they'll find a way to rebut him. So I would say to Elon Musk, not he would listen to me, but stick to business. You've done great. You've made a couple $100 billion since the election. Lay off the gas on politics a little bit because these people could hurt you, and it's no need for you to get hurt. You're doing so well in your life.
Yeah, he certainly is. Anthony, President-elect Trump is talking about buying Greenland once again, like he did in his first term, writing on Truth Social, and I'm quoting him now, "The United States of America feels that the ownership and control of Greenland is an absolute necessity." Now he's also talking about taking control of the Panama Canal. Is this a realistic policy he's advocating? What do you think?
Well, I mean, you left out Canada. I mean, obviously, we've got Governor Trudeau in Canada, and he's talking about a mini invasion of Mexico, I guess. I don't know. I mean, this is the stuff that he says, and then, you know, his cultists get out there and say he's either serious or not serious, depending on what he's saying. And so I don't like it because it just makes us look bad. And what ends up happening is you force allies to form unnatural alliances against the United States. And so if you want to put a military base in Greenland, I'm sure there could be a negotiation related to that, just like we have military bases all over the world in other sovereign countries. But to put that out on Truth Social, I don't understand what his advisors are even saying to him about the common sense related to that, because it's just really lacking. So you tell me, Wolf, are we going to invade Canada, Mexico? Are we going to take Greenland and the Panama Canal? I don't know. I mean, you know, if we're doing that, it's going to be a rough 4 years.
Yeah, I suspect that's not going to happen, but we shall see. Let me get your thoughts before I let you go, Anthony, on the House Ethics Committee report released today on former Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz, finding that he paid women for sex, including a 17-year-old girl. How did the Trump team not know about these allegations before he was announced to be the president-elect's pick for Attorney General of the United States?
Well, I think if you do research on that, I think what you'll find is that that was an impetuous move by President Trump that caught a lot of his staffers off guard. And I think when they regrouped and they explained to the president that they probably knew about this information and that this information would derail him, they let it happen and they just let that derailing take place. A couple of senators got to Matt Gaetz behind closed doors and said, "Look, this is not happening. Don't embarrass yourself. Don't embarrass the president," and drop out of the race. But I think this is one of the problems. They were set up probably to pick Pam Bondi. Trump, in an impetuous move, President Trump, in an impetuous move, moved to pick Matt Gaetz. And I don't know who moved him. Sometimes it's the last person in the room that can do that to him. But I think he caught his aides off guard. And I don't think it's true that his aides didn't know about the situation. I think they did. And that's the reason why Matt Gaetz left the Congress and had no chance to be Attorney General. And I'm not surprised that this report came out because that's what happens in Washington. This stuff never stays sealed.
Yeah, good point. Gaetz has suggested he would run for the Senate in Florida, his home state, or maybe even that Trump would bring him into the administration in a position that doesn't require Senate approval. Do you see Gaetz working in the Trump White House in some position?
I mean, listen, anything can happen. I mean, maybe he'll make him the next comms director after Stephen. I mean, I don't know. I mean, President Trump, anything can happen. He could bring him in just to upset people. I hope it doesn't happen because I think Matt Gaetz, if you read that report, what he did is absolutely reprehensible and he shouldn't be in our government. It's just a lack of respect. It's disrespectful to the American people to put Matt Gaetz in a role like that. But you and I both know that anything can happen with Donald Trump. He could make a decision to do that, and there'll be very few people that will be willing to stop him. But I hope it doesn't happen. I think Kevin McCarthy finally has his due here, Wolf. He explained to people over the last 18 to 24 months what was going on with Matt Gaetz, and I think there's somebody here right before the eve of Christmas that feels vindicated, and that's Kevin McCarthy.
Yeah, good point. Anthony Scaramucci, Trump's former White House communications director, thanks very much for joining us, and we'll be right back.